All right, welcome to episode number 6 of the 01 Shootout. I am Mark Reb coming to you from a very chilly Champaign, Illinois right now. And as usual, I'm joined by my buddy Minderz. Minderz, how you doing?
Cold, like everybody else.
Yeah, hopefully everybody out there is staying warm and didn't have to drive too much this afternoon. I didn't. That's just because my wife was my ride. Uh, Thank you, Stacy. She, she's a girl. She's working right now. Uh, so, a lot to talk about today, Minderz. Had a pretty eventful show on Saturday. You don't get giddy often, but you were giddy. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that later. I was super giddy earlier, and I was super giddy on Saturday. Couldn't sit still. It was a good time.
Yeah, I know what you do bounce for that. But,
I did one of these.
you did. I see my wife do that when she sees cats, like kittens, like being sweet. Uh, but no, I guess the big story, we got a new 01 USA Junior Heavyweight Champion. And wouldn't you know it,
And we were both wrong. We were both wrong.
you're both wrong, but I don't mind being wrong because
I don't either.
there wasn't a bad choice in that match. So, uh, should we bring him in? We got the champ here, Minderz. So why don't we go ahead and bring him into the chat here?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, not exactly any Technicolor because he's having camera issues, but say hello to Victor Analog. Victor, how you doing?
Hello, I am doing well. I am cold here in scenic tropical Rushville, Illinois, where it is -6 degrees right now.
I think that's about the same way it is about everywhere in Central Illinois right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right
So,
now,
congratulations, Victor. We're so excited for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It was a heck of a match on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a heck of a time. I heard you guys said that you were wrong in your prediction of who was going to win that match. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Well, I'll go first, Mark. I'll go first. I picked Anakin. I know you guys have had a long history, and you had the belt already once before, so I thought maybe they might let Anakin have it. So, but it did not bother me one bit that you were the one that won at all. I would have been happy. There were 3 people in that match I would have been happy with if they would have won. So I was happy. It was all good.
I'm not going to make you say who you didn't want to win. Just
It's not that I didn't want him to win. It's just I didn't think he was quite ready yet.
yeah. See, I just thought Devontae had a lot of momentum going in, so I kind of had him picked to maybe steal one. But I was telling Minderz I wouldn't have been surprised if Eli would have come in through the back door and taken that one. But
Interesting.
But we don't mind being wrong in this case. So
I was rooting for Victor all the way.
Victor, my wife said she was rooting for you all the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys saw how things played out there, and Anakin and I had a mutual understanding that it could and very well should have come down to the two of us, as it did. And from that point, the better man won, and it just so happens that was me.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I did call that I thought it would come down to Anakin and Victor. So
yeah, you did.
I feel like there's a bit more to go there between Anakin and myself, but we'll have to stay tuned for that one.
I think there is. I think before that match there was a little bit of animosity between the two of you before
right,
that.
and there was a history there, especially in 01, but it's all you've got to do is look at social media to see that Anakin and myself are friends, we're tag team partners, so whatever was there in the past, we let slide, or at least I thought we did. And then I tried to shake the kid's hand after the match, and he wasn't having it. So we'll see what that's all about, hopefully in January.
Hopefully in January. So, Victor, I want to know, who was the wrestler that got you interested in wrestling? And we're talking like professional WWE, that type of deal.
Right. So if we're talking my very first memory of wrestling, would have been the Hurricane in 2003. He's the very first wrestler I remember seeing on television. I do have vague memories of seeing Sting in 2000, but I couldn't really process like what I was seeing at the time. But it was the hurricane that opened the door, and then Bill Goldberg kept me there.
Understandable.
Pre-run, no less, which I know a lot of fans have issues with, but no, Bill Goldberg for whatever reason is what kept me into wrestling.
Okay, so who got you into the indies?
Oh, indie wrestling. I remember stumbling across clips on YouTube of CZW.
Oh wow!
Combat Zone Wrestling. I got into indie wrestling through deathmatch wrestling, which is unconventional to say the least. Especially since I've yet to dip my toes into the waters of deathmatch wrestling because I'm a big baby.
I was like, please don't. I don't think I could handle that.
And it's not that I don't want to. It's just the proper opportunity hasn't presented itself.
Correct.
Because in 01, I've had my fair share of hardcore moments. From the ladder match that no one's ever going to see because the footage got lost, or the TLC match at the Decatur Civic Center.
TLC match is up on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
And I was there. I was at that match. Whew.
Probably rooting for Jimmy Carrot, weren't you?
Yeah.
He knows. It's fine.
We don't got to talk about him.
Yeah, that was kind of make it awkward.
It's fine.
So, Victor, how did you break in? Like, where did you train? How did you come in under?
I was trained by the Black and the Brave Wrestling Academy.
Nice. Under
Seth Rollins and Merrick Brave and a whole slew of other people helping out there, but those are the main two. And then, with their system, it's very rigorous and involved for 3 months, and then you are kind of left to explore the world of indie wrestling on your own, or stay in that bubble and continue training. I just so happened to get evicted from my apartment in the Quad Cities, so
Oh no.
I explored the Central Illinois indies throughout 2016. And then more or less got adopted by the St. Louis wrestling scene through Gary J.
I love Gary J. Gary J is really good.
I mean, we talked about Anakin earlier, and he's the same way. He got more or less adopted by Gary, and now he's kind of our wrestling stepdad. I know he would hate that term, but that's the best one that I've got right now.
Understandable. So, okay, who are you looking forward to fighting the most? Who are you looking forward to defending your title against? Other than, obviously, I'm sure there's going to be a defense against Anakin coming up. So who else would you like to see maybe step up and make the challenge to you?
I have never got a proper singles match with Sabin Gage, and that bothers me. The only time he and I have faced off one-on-one was in the 2020 Tenkaichi tournament in the second round, where I suplexed him about 8 or 9 times until he stopped getting up.
Yep.
Which was not the way I wanted to do that, but it was the best means of attack that I had at the time. It got the job done, but we are both much better wrestlers than we were then. And I would like the chance to run that back as soon as possible.
I would love to see Sabin get a one-on-one chance for the title. He's come a long way since he first stepped into 01. So I'm all for that. I think that would be a great matchup. Mark, are you back with us, or
I've been here the whole time. Just
live out there. Okay.
I too am having camera issues, so I was trying to do a little troubleshooting there.
Okay. Oh, you gotta love it when he does that.
All right.
All right. So, who do you not want to face for your title?
Who do I not want to face?
Yeah, who do you not want to face? Who do you think hasn't quite got to the point where they deserve a chance yet?
So, I'd say I'm down to wrestle just about anybody. I don't know. That's a difficult question to answer because I am willing to wrestle anybody.
I'd actually like to see you go against Fitchett. One-on-one. One-on-one.
One-on-one. No chicanery, no shenanigans. I would love a chance to wrestle him again. Yeah, I can't really think of anyone that I don't want to defend the title against. I'm working on getting defenses set up at different promotions, different states, because that's what the title's reputation was built on.
Yeah,
was being the traveling championship with when Gary held it, when Warhorse held it for as long as he did, and I would love to restore that.
That would be awesome. That would make it very enjoyable. I know I've caught you at a couple different promotions. I've seen you at PWA. I've seen you in Springfield. I've seen you at New Wave Pro. By the way, that was a heck of a match at the last New Wave show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you up there.
I appreciate that.
But yeah. Let's see. I wonder if Mark's going to come back or if he's going to keep playing with his camera because looks like that's what he's doing. I haven't decided
I'm
yet.
Still here. You just can't see me.
All right. You want to help me out here, Mark?
Yeah. So on Saturday, we're talking about people you do or don't want to face. We got the big return of Jimmy Carrot on Saturday, and I know he's got a business with Jacques Kennedy coming up pretty soon, but I got to imagine he's got to be top of your list for guys you want to defend against. I mean, I think you had to run with him for the title about a year ago, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Victor, you did not lose your title to Jimmy Carrot, though. You lost. The title was down by Lander.
I never got my proper rematch with Jake Lander, and yes, that still bothers me, but that is in the past.
Yeah.
So as far as Jimmy Carrot goes, when the time is right, and whenever he finds himself in contendership for the title again, I'd be more than happy to wrestle him. But honestly, I think I'm more interested in what Jacques Kennedy has to offer as a challenger. They are full of untapped potential, I think. And when the time comes, I would be more than happy to defend against them as well. But I know that they've got their own issues at the moment. So as soon as that all gets resolved, I would love to face whoever comes out on top between the two of them.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mark.
Zach is not one of Minderz's favorite people at the moment.
Interesting.
Kind of a sign ripper-upper, and
well, they snapped Carrot's arm. What are you supposed to, and with me being a huge Carrot fan, you don't snap my favorite's arm. That's how it goes.
So let me ask you this here, Victor. You got the junior heavyweight title. So, and I think I asked a similar question of the Lowlifes on our last show. Are you stopping there? Do you have maybe we get another shot? Because you had a heck of a shot at Lander for the world title last month or a couple months ago with the three-way. So I got to think you want to get another shot at that heavyweight title too.
See, that is relatively uncharted territory for me when it comes to the heavyweight title. That was my my first proper title opportunity. Everyone in the indies loves that word opportunity, but that match wasn't even supposed to happen. I was not supposed to be in that battle royal. I certainly wasn't supposed to be a co-winner of that battle royal. I was meant to challenge for the junior heavyweight championship that night, but both of my opponents were unable to compete. Okay. So yes, I obviously you're always aiming to go as high as possible and never stop improving. And I think whenever the time comes, yes, I would love another chance at the heavyweight title.
I was say the match that you gained, that you really caught my attention and you really gained my respect, was that Gary J match down in Noble. That you guys just beat the living crap out of each other, and that's one of my favorite one of your matches, actually.
Thank you. I have to think about that match every single day when I look in the mirror.
Oh. Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, I can't imagine just trying to move after wrestling Gary J. Like even 12 hours before. Just watching what he did with Camaro on Saturday. Just it was like everybody knows me knows I love a good Haas fight, and that was a Haas fight if ever there was one. So yeah, I know working with Gary must be a heck of a day at the office for you.
Gary is we would call him a rough customer. Gary is, and he's one of my favorite people. He's one of my favorite opponents. His chops are absolutely brutal. Yes, they do not feel pleasant at all. They are as rough as they look. Anakin Murphy has scars on his chest from Gary J's chops.
Yeah, I saw the aftermath of that match. I felt really bad for Anakin.
So I don't know if you got word about this yet, Victor. I got a message today with a list of some of the matches coming up for the New Year's Retribution show, and they've got you down to defend your title against Anakin in a one-on-one match. So I know you said earlier on that you guys had some unfinished business. So what are you thinking going into that match?
That's good. I was hoping that's the match they would make for January. I'm going into that with the same mindset that I had going into the four-way. Because when it comes down to Anakin and myself, I do believe that we are two of the best that Central Illinois has to offer, in my humble opinion. And when it comes down to it, may the better person win.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think in the junior heavyweight, you guys are definitely, both of you are just great. I enjoy watching you guys go at it. So I'm looking forward to this match. It's one of the ones that's on top of my list, not the top of my list, but at the top of my list to see at Retribution. So.
Oh, yeah, my wife, I think you're her favorite wrestler in 01, just not only because of your entrance, which she's always kind of singing and dancing for. She likes what you do in the ring.
Good.
But she's always bopping around up there. Since we're kind of wrapping up 2022, now that you got the belt, what are your goals going into 2023? Like, what do you want to accomplish in 01?
As long as I've got the junior heavyweight championship, I want that to be the most meaningful prize in this territory. And I know that it was at one point, and then the wheels kind of fell off of several operations during the pandemic. Things got derailed. It feels like all the titles in 01 were cursed at one point in time. The heavyweight title, the junior title being vacated left and right. Cancellations, injuries, what have you. And I want this title to be the most meaningful prize, not only in 01, but on this scene altogether. So as far as 2023 goes, I'm going to try my best to defend this title anywhere and everywhere. I want people to look at this title and look at 01 and say, that's something I want. That's where I want to be.
Well, I can tell you, as far as the title goes, I remember back when that belt was the NWA Midwest X Division title belt, just from when I first got into the Indies back around 06, 07 up in Chicago. So that's always been one of my favorite like physical belts to look at. So it's cool that 01 keeps using that one and kind of keeping it out in the spotlight. And as far as what you were saying about making it more important, I think there's been a lot of shows where Max has been defending their title in the main event lately. And I think the crop of junior heavyweights probably is good enough that you guys could easily headline any show on the calendar. And whether it's Anakin, I would love to see you get a one-on-one with Devontae Knox coming up sometime. I think he's got a lot of talent, and you guys could put on a hell of a match.
I've wrestled Devontae several times, and Devontae's always got new tricks, and I'm wondering when he's going to have enough new tricks to beat me. But on the note of the junior heavyweight title main eventing, I main evented several shows in Noble as the junior heavyweight champion before, and I feel more than willing to main event shows again. And I feel like I'm ready. The title certainly has enough stock that you put me against any single one of the junior heavyweights on this roster or on any other roster for that matter, and it can be the main event of one of these 01 shows. I'm
going to agree with that. I think the junior heavyweight, with Victor having it, it'll definitely be a main event spot now. Hopefully. We'll just have to see what 01 decides, but I could definitely see that belt and Victor being in the main event.
Oh, heck yeah. I could definitely see that. Aside from 01, and I know you worked Dreamwave and you worked the I forget the name of the Terre Haute
PWA.
Show.
PWA.
Okay. Thank you. Everything's just all jumped up in my head. Is there any place that you want to go to that you haven't been to yet, as far as other indies in the Midwest, like AIW or GCW when they're around? Is there any place that's on your radar that you've reached out to?
Okay, so I've got a list.
Oh, okay.
All of the indie wrestlers around this time always make their list, and they post them on Twitter so that they get all the likes and the retweets from everybody on the list. It's a whole thing. I hate it. But I do have a list. You mentioned AIW. They're on the list for next year. I know there's several out in the Carolinas and New Jersey and all over the East and West Coast. And I hate speaking things into the universe because I'm going to set myself up for disappointment. So if you're thinking of a place, it's probably on my radar. I'm probably thinking of them. So just stay tuned.
It's the way we always do with Victor Analog. You just stay tuned.
Yeah. Did you see the kid in the front row on Saturday that had his own little TV, Victor?
Yes, I did. I see him at lots of shows. That is one of Jason Klein's kids. I love the whole Klein family. They all own my T-shirts. They're my biggest supporters, and I could not be more appreciative of them.
That's awesome. That takes a lot of commitment to go to that extreme to represent. So that's cool.
I'm just curious, Victor. How many TVs do you have? Do you just have the one?
I have two. I have two right now. I've got the white one and I've got the black one.
Okay.
Maybe more in the future. We'll see. I'm not gonna peel the curtain back too much, but those are putting those together is a process.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
In taking apart the black one, I've got scars on my fingers from getting cut up by the circuit board.
Ooh.
Oh.
So I'm probably not going to make a new one for a little while.
Understandable.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is they're durable. So, I mean, they should last you a good while. All right. Well, Victor, we appreciate you coming on with us. And like I say, huge congratulations to you on the win Saturday.
Thank you.
And like I said, we've got January 21st, you've got another match with Anakin Murphy for the junior heavyweight title. Have you gotten any word on the Thursday Night Throwdowns if you're going to be involved in that at all?
I have not been in contact with anyone about Thursday Night Throwdowns, but I would be more than happy to come out. We'll just have to see how the scheduling works out there.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'd be a real asset. Some of these kids training down there to get a chance to work with a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, Victor, I know you're a busy guy. So we're not going to take up too much more of your time. But like I said, thanks for coming on. You got an open invite anytime, buddy. You can come back anytime and talk with us. We got something going on. And where can people find you on social media before we let you go?
You can find me on most social media platforms at Color Test VA. That is color spelled with a U. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, which they would not let me call VicTok for whatever reason. Hive. Trying out Hive. It's weird.
All right. Well, Victor, we're gonna let you go, but like I said, thanks again for coming on with us.
All right, anytime. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Victor. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, Victor's a cool guy.
He is.
And I literally just watched him win that, lose that junior title to Lander on one of the YouTube shows I was watching a couple weeks ago. So it's cool to see him get it back.
It was. I feel bad that we both kind of overlooked him a little bit, but
a little. He's one of those guys that, you forget about him and then he just pops up.
I don't know if he'd appreciate being told that we forgot about it.
Well, that's the wrong choice of words, but
you always enjoy whenever he is in a match. It's yes. You know it's always going to be a good match. Now, whether he wins or loses, most of the time I do pull for Victor. There's some occasions that I don't. Yeah. Like I said, I just felt like Anakin and Devontae had more of the kind of the steam going into Saturday. So yeah, I thought they had a real, but again, like we had said, we were happy with any of the four that would have won.
Yeah. And also, not for nothing, how good was Eli Wilder in that match? He was the first eliminated, but he put on a heck of a show.
He did a very good job. I was pleasantly impressed. I was afraid that things weren't going to go in his favor, and they didn't go in his favor. Mm-hmm. But he's still held his own in there, and that's what the most important thing it is. He's just got to get a little bit better every time, and eventually he'll get there. He will get there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Victor and Anakin had a very sound strategy in that match, which usually doesn't work in those multi-man matches. Usually something gets screwed up and somebody gets double-crossed, but they managed to keep it going up until it came down to the two of them. So
yeah. That was one of my favorite matches of the night.
Well, let's talk about the rest of the show, Minderz.
All right.
There was a couple things that kind of didn't go how I hoped. Max was not there, so Jacques did not get their title shot.
Let's save that match for later. That was my giddy moment. We got to save that one for later.
Well, I'm just talking I'm not getting into the details on that. But yeah, so that was there wasn't a lot of, and I'm not saying there should have been more title changes, but there weren't there was a few non-finishes on the show that kind of bugged me a little bit. Well, I guess we can start with the heavyweight title match, Joey and Marvin.
Yeah.
The Lowlifes, who were very generous, by the way, with their lumps of coal on all the seats at the show.
Did you keep yours? I still have mine.
I lost mine, I think, when Marvin knocked the security guy into my wife.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, the joys of sitting in the front row.
That's right.
And Jordan making fun of my hair, and
he jaw-jacked both of us a little bit.
He did.
I'm surprised not one heel made fun of my Santa headband.
Oh yeah, my wife was festooned in all her Christmas finery on that show, and she's disappointed nobody made fun of her headband.
I'm not disappointed, but I'm surprised.
Surprised. I'm sorry, wrong choice of words.
I used the word. I think I might have been disappointed.
Thank you, honey.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Oh, you're welcome to pop up every now and then. I'll have to get a caption with her name on here. Like I got this one. There you go. See.
Woohoo!
And there's me. Hey, what do you
Yay!
got? You got some
I was
people
gonna say.
listening. Man, you got Dark Wolf Matter.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Oh, we got some people. How about that?
Jamie Miller. Hello to everybody. And yeah, so it's the Lowlifes were very festive. They had their Grinch in the entryway. They were giving out the coal. They had the hats and everything.
If I never see Dallas in another elf hat, I'll be okay.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised they found one that fit him.
And me too.
That was kind of an ill-fitting hat. He was a big guy, so, and I'm a big guy too, and I have trouble finding like hats like that fit me when I'm doing gigs or whatever. So I empathize. Plus, I got the same haircut.
True.
But yeah, so for those that don't know, the Lowlifes offered Marvin his spot back in Lowlife Security to give up the title match. As you can imagine, Marvin didn't go for it, and it was pretty much what you expect out of a Lowlifes match. And if you listen to the talk we had with them last week, kind of how you expect it to go. It was very a lot of interference, a lot of chicanery going on.
You forgot to say that Jordan ended up being the special referee.
Jordan was the referee because, as you know, the Lowlifes run this whole thing. So Joey made Jordan the referee. You actually almost absconded with the referee shirt.
I did. I almost got away with it, but almost.
Yeah.
That's what Jordan gets for throwing it at me.
Yeah, right. Actually, technically, he threw it in front of. I kind of managed to kind of reel it in with my foot, but that's
there you go.
There. Do you remember, Minderz? I think our second or third show when we had Country Air on, and they had mentioned that they weren't down with what happened with Marvin when Joey beat him for the title. So it kind of came to pass on Saturday because they came out and helped Marvin out, and the title match went
Kyle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, and Kyle Pfeiffer.
Yep.
So the title match went to a no contest. A lot of it kind of fell apart. The Big Bear came out, made it an 8-man main event. So it was the Lowlifes, which was Joey Jordan and Tony and Jake Lander against Marvin, Kyle, and Country Air in the main event. And the Lowlifes got the win by DQ, but Marvin kind of got his a little bit of comeuppance on the Lowlifes with the chair. So I don't think it's what Marvin wanted. Marvin wanted to walk out with the title, but it led to a challenge, Minderz, for the next show. So we're gonna get a 3-way in a steel cage of all things.
Yeah, with Joey, Jake, and Marvin. Oh boy.
Uh-huh. And I got some info, Minderz, also for that. Kyle Pfeiffer will be in Marvin's corner as the enforcer in that match. Kind of try to counteract the Lowlifes. And as I said, nobody will be in Jake Lander's corner because he's not the most popular guy right now.
Well, not that we know of yet.
Not that we know of yet, but who?
Not that we know of yet.
He doesn't have a lot of allies, really.
No, he doesn't.
The only people I've seen him really team up with are the Lowlifes in the last year.
Maybe he's got a deal going on with the Lowlifes. They've got, you got Tony G and you got Dallas. Plus you got Jordan.
They got an opening in the group now with no Marvin, so they could.
Maybe Lander can carry Jordan's bags.
Maybe. I gotta say, some of the best entertainment on that show Saturday was you and Lander just going back and forth on Saturday.
Jaw-jacking, yeah.
Jaw-jacking, yeah. He got in your face, looking, I don't want to. He was going to fight with a small child during that show.
He did fight with a small child during that show, and
hey,
I went over and fist pumped the small child for jacking at him, so I was all right with it.
I was expecting him to run after him and kick him in the shins or something when he was walking away.
Oh, Lander's so much fun.
Yeah.
He hates me, but that's okay.
I'm gonna get him on the show, and then I'm just gonna sit back for a half an hour and just let you two go. Just see what happens.
Us go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably, not sure how smart of an idea that would be. We probably need you to be mediator a few times, but you know.
Right.
So okay, so we had the Lander and Sabin match.
Right, very good match.
Oh, it was so good.
And
I really thought Sabin was going to pull it out there at one point. I really did. Yeah. I was really hoping. But then I made sure that Lander knew I didn't pay to see him win.
But that's when you paid to see him twice, because he was in that match and he was in the main
Three
event.
times I had to see him.
During the title match, but you paid to see him wrestle twice.
No boy. And then after that, was it Camaro and Gary J?
That was after intermission, but
that was after intermission.
Let's talk about Camaro and Gary J.
Whoo, buddy.
There aren't many times you see two people just knock the crap out of each other like those two guys were doing. I've seen those guys wrestle a handful of times on YouTube. That's the first time I've seen them in person.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, other than Lethal Lottery.
Right. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen those two go on have a match there. I've seen it on YouTube a handful of times, but yeah, it's very loud, and Gary J chops hard. I think Camaro was lighting him up a little bit more.
Well, all I can remember that night is when that match was going on, you and I looked at each other, and I think every time we were going, ow!
Yeah. We could feel it. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It was definitely a house fight.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who to root for because both guys just gave it their all.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I did get my picture with Camaro that night. I was excited about that.
Yeah, I think you posted that on your social.
I did.
We did get the non-finish though. Again, another non-finish. Connolly had to stick his nose in and go after Camaro. There's a lot of heat with him and Camaro these days after the whole premiere thing.
Yeah.
So, and I told you I think they should do a 3-way dog collar match. But that might be a little much.
Might be a little much. I think it's a little much.
I would be surprised if we get Camaro and Connolly at this year's Retribution show.
I wouldn't. Yeah, that would probably be where this. I don't know. I mean, Connolly and Camaro, they were working together at one point before when the premiere was together, and Camaro had the belt. So.
Right. But then when the night that Camaro lost the title and the premiere lost the title, Connolly just kind of washed his hands of the premiere.
Done. But yeah, I now remember what the second match was, and it was the one where we felt so sorry for the opponent. And this one, it was Conley and CMC.
Yeah.
I hear we got CMC coming on though, maybe next on the 4th.
Yeah, so we got some upcoming guest announcement here. Next week, we're not doing an episode, just kind of for the holidays, taking it easy. January 4th, the day before the first Thursday Night Throwdown, we're going to have CMC coming on. It's going to be a different time. It'll be 6:30 that night.
Okay.
And so he's going to talk about his match with Dallas Preacher, and then stuff going on with Connolly. And so we're looking forward to that. Then the next episode after that is January 18th. And we got the man coming in, Minderz. We got Marvin going to be calling in.
Oh, we got Marvin?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
3 days before his big title match, he's going to call in and talk to us. It should be fun. He's always a good guest to have on. I've had him on my Jumping the Rail podcast before. And as you know, he is the most watched video on the Jumping the Rail YouTube account. When we had that little chat with him after one of the 01 shows earlier this year.
Yep.
So Marvin's one of my favorite guys. He's a cool dude. I did get my Lowlifes Suck t-shirt.
Did you? Are you you have to wear it that night?
Oh,
if Marvin's going to be on, you got to wear it.
That's not going to be considered sucking up too much?
No.
I mean, I know you're for Jimmy Carrot stuff when Jimmy was on, but
right. So yeah, see, you have to wear the Lowlifes Suck shirt.
All right, I will take that under advisement. But yeah, so Connolly beats CMC, and then after the match, he
Connolly threw CMC all over that place that night.
It was a little one-sided. CMC got some offense in here and there, but Connolly kind of manhandled him a little bit. Then after the match, after the bell, Connolly got the win, and then after that, he started trying to strangle poor CMC with his chain. And CMC's dad was in in the building, and you would have. I thought he was going to run down there, and
I thought he was going to try to take care of Conley. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. But I wouldn't like his chances, to be honest with you. Conley is a very bad dude, so
I don't know. You think he could take him?
I don't know. He got a chain, so
That's true. That's true.
yes. Let's see. What else have we not talked about on Saturday's show? There's like there's something that we're missing. Jacques
Other than the obvious. Other than I was gonna say other than that one. Are we
before we
missing?
get to the obvious, let's talk about Jacques a little bit because Jacques came out because they were supposed to face Max for the women's title. Didn't happen. Max wasn't there.
Right.
So Jacques offers up an open. I guess it was an open challenge.
Yep.
And then Rain gets dragged out by the. I don't know what to call these guys. The goth jabronis, I guess.
The minions? Can we call them the minions?
The minions.
Okay.
And, but it's not EOE Rain. It was authentic Rain.
No, it was authentic Rain. So.
And then Jacques pulled the old Jimmy Carrot special on Rain's arm.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that's going to lead to. It remains to be seen. Right now, neither one of them has. Well, I'm sorry. Rain doesn't have anything announced for January 21st. Let's get into the elephant in the room. After Jacques took out Rain, our buddy Rob Leach brought out a rap package for Jacques.
No. You are forgetting.
What am I
Chris
forgetting?
O'Brien accepted the challenge.
Chris O'Brien accepted the open challenge. I'm sorry.
Chris
My apologies
came
to Chris
out.
O'Brien. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I am. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm just thrilled that my camera hasn't gone off in the last 10 minutes.
Right?
But
yeah, Chris accepted the challenge.
All right, so talk about Chris and Jacques.
That was they went at it. Chris and Jacques went at it for a little while, and I really thought Chris might have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jacques pulled the old arm snap trick.
Mm-hmm. I have a word we can use for when Jacques uses dirty tactics. I call it Jacqueanery.
Okay, we'll go with it.
My wife rolling her eyes from the other room.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
All right, so Jacques gets the win on Chris, and
then Rob Leach comes out with the package.
Right. And what was in the package, Minderz?
Basil.
Yep, Basil was in the box. The lights go out, and then who shows up but our buddy Jimmy Carrot, our first ever guest on this show.
First guest.
And he didn't get a piece of Jacques. Jacques managed to make their getaway. Mistake.
They sidestepped the jumping kick from Carrot.
So,
but man, did you hear that pop for Basil and for Jimmy Carrot? Well, it was not all me. I promise it wasn't.
Well, no, everybody was going, but you were right in my ear.
I'm sorry.
No,
maybe we don't need to sit next to each other whenever Jimmy Carrot is wrestling.
I was excited too because I like Jimmy, and like I said, Jimmy's a friend of the show. First ever guest we had, so it was good to see him come back. And from what I understand, that's what he was saying before. So yeah, so Jimmy's back, and that's one of the things for.
And we lost Mark. See, he started bragging about his camera.
I had to say something, didn't I?
You did. You had to say something. I was like, see, he started talking about his camera, and
yeah. So, like I was saying, let's go through. I got 4 matches announced so far for the New Year's Retribution show, Minderz.
Okay.
Would you like to hear what I got?
Sure.
All right. So first,
I'll even pick winners. How's this? We're not even there yet.
Okay. Well, let's start with the main event. Jojo Ravi defending the heavyweight title against Marvin and Jake Lander in the cage.
Okay. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans, even though it's in a cage. I got to go with Joey.
It's hard to pick against Joey.
It is hard to pick against Joey.
Deep down, I want Marvin to take it because this is probably his best shot to do it with the Lowlifes outside of the cage. But the Lowlifes, they find ways to get involved.
They'll find ways. And you can't rule out Lander though either.
No.
Oh crap! Does this mean I'll actually pay to see him for the main event?
Well, you're paying to see him get beat up in the main event.
There we go. That's what I'm paying to see.
Yeah. Okay. So that one, I think we're going to agree. Joey's probably going to pull this one out, but it'll be fun. It'll be the first cage match I've actually seen in person in about 15 years. The last one was in IWA Mid-South. But,
now, see, the last one I saw was War Games last year. So.
Oh, wait, that's wrong. I was
2
at
years.
War Games.
Last year, 2 years.
I'm sorry, I missed. But I was at the first GCW War Games match last year.
Mm-hmm.
But, Nick Gage and 4-4. It's neither here nor there. But there was 0-1's cage, though, from what I understand.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on. We talked a little bit about it with Victor. He's defending the junior heavyweight title against Anakin Murphy.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah?
I am.
Who you got winning?
I think I'm going to... I know I went with Anakin before, but I can feel the fire that Victor's got to keep a hold of that belt and to make it important and to really push the belt. I think I'm going to have to go with Victor.
I'm inclined to agree. I think Victor's got the goods to really elevate that junior heavyweight championship, and that's not a knock on Anakin.
No, not at all.
You know, with Anakin, I look at Anakin a lot like how I look at Marvin. They're both not the biggest guys, but they can both take a hell of an ass whipping and keep getting up.
Well, even like, Victor was saying how Anakin's chest and he still has marks from Gary Jade giving him chops. I'm like, I think I remember telling you about how much his chest looked like ground beef after a match with Gary J. I was like,
yeah, that
was when Anakin earned a lot of my respect.
Yep.
When those hard hitting matches come around, those are when the guys earn the most, they earn the most respect from me. Show me what you can do. Show me how much you can take, and we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And like I said, and Anakin, how old is Anakin? I'm not sure how old he is.
I'm not sure how old.
Early 20s, I got to imagine.
I would think.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of years ahead of him.
Well, I've been watching him. I actually met Anakin for the first time at UWC up in Homer. And that was when he was refereeing. And so he's been in it for at least, and then he was already refereeing, so he had to have been in it for a little while. But that was in 2019. So he's been at it for at least going on 4 years.
Yeah.
So early 20s, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to Eli Wilder. Eli started as a referee, I remember you telling me. And I've been watching back some of those YouTube videos. I saw him when he was refereeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we both agree Victor, I think, was going to take this one. Tag team titles on the line, Minderz. Country Air's defending against DC Black, which is the aforementioned Devontae Knox and Chris O'Brien. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it will be too. But which DC Black are we getting?
What do you mean?
Well, everybody there loves DC Black.
Mm-hmm.
Country Air. Everybody loves Country Air.
Mm-hmm.
How is anybody going to choose between these two?
This might be one of those where you want an I Heart Work Rate t-shirt.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, okay, if I got to pick,
Mm-hmm.
I love Devontae and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate what they do, but I think Country Air is walking out with it.
Yeah, I think Country Air is really firing on all cylinders right now, and they're on top of their game. Not only
They are.
but I've seen in other promotions they're really doing well in the tag team division. So I think they're gonna walk out with the belt.
And they did really well this past week too when they were in that with the 4 against 4 at the end, for the main event. So they held their own.
Yeah. I mean, Doc was getting picked on a little bit by the Lowlifes, he was kind of a little bit.
Doc's a little guy. It's gonna happen.
Tough guy though. Yeah, tough. So
yeah, he's tough. Very tough.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we should talk about. You're still giddy. It's been 4 days.
I know.
So the other match that we heard about this, I heard about this morning, Jacques Kennedy, Luminary, or Jacques Kennedy if you read typographical wrestling posters. He's taking on Jimmy Carrot. Jimmy's getting his payback. Do I need to ask you who you think is going to win?
If you do, I think you're silly, but okay. I don't. We'll see what happens.
You know what? You might be hot at me, Minderz. I think that we're going to see some more Jacques Henry, and Jacques might steal one.
But they might.
I think Jimmy's going to get his pound of flesh from Jacques.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I won't be surprised in the least if Jacques pulls some rabbit out of his flowery wreath and wins this one.
You know, here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
Right. Reigns got some beef with Jacques though too.
Yeah.
And she has her minions. Now, whether we get authentic or EOE, that's to be determined. But
Jacques just pissed off both Reign Victorious.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to be in Jacques' shoes.
No, mainly because they wouldn't fit me.
Well, yeah. Why did I know that was where you were going with that?
Yeah. So, just from what I've heard so far, just these 4 matches got announced. I'm looking forward to this show. It's going to be awesome. We ought to talk, Minderz, a little bit about Thursday Night Throwdown because that's coming up in 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks from today. And we went through some of these matches, but we'll go through them again. Main event will be Davey Richards and Joey O'Reilly, and it will be for the it's going to be non-title, isn't it? I think Joey said.
It's non-title. Joey said he didn't deserve another chance.
Yeah, and I got somebody going to be coming on in about 3 weeks that I think will have an opinion about that statement, Minderz.
I'm excited about that one.
We'll get to that when we finish here.
Okay.
So Joey and Davey, it's going to be awesome. It always is. We got Anakin and Eli. Can we call them the ex-referee express? against the Bruisers. Is that the Bruisers? I can't read the font.
Yeah, that's the Bruisers.
Okay.
I don't know anything about them, so it'll be nice to see some fresh talent.
Yeah. Anakin and Eli can make a very exciting tag team.
Oh, I do too.
Especially after seeing what Eli could do in that 4-way match.
Yeah.
It should be interesting. It might be interesting considering that Anakin pretty much helped eliminate Eli in that 4-way if they can get along.
Yeah, you know what? I think they're going to be able to get along just fine. I think they'll be able to get along. When it seems like when you have Eli or Anakin or even like Anakin and Victor, if there's a common goal that they both have, they're both willing to work together till it comes down to the 2 of them. And then it's winner take all. So
even look at when Anakin was with Grindhouse, like doing stuff with Davey and with Fitchett. So
yep.
Which in hindsight, I wish we would have got more trios stuff out of those 3. I know Davey wasn't a regular 0-1 really.
No, he wasn't there. Yeah, I mean, he was there once in a while, but yeah. Fitchett, when he was there, I'm really hoping he comes back soon. I'm hoping we get Fitchett back. Okay, so this is one that you may not remember.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody that's coming back to wrestling in 2023 that used to be in 0-1 a little over a year ago.
Okay.
Kenway may be coming back. He's from Anarchy. He wrestled in he was part of the premiere.
Okay.
When it was Soup, SK, Kenway, and Thomas Shire.
Oh,
so
predated Camaro then.
Right. This was before Camaro, yes. So I'm super excited. I found out today that Kenway is wanting to get back into wrestling, so I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm hoping that he comes up this way again. I'm super excited about it.
You think he'll still be with the premiere, or do you think he'll do his own thing?
Kenway could do either.
You know, Camaro got introduced as representing Team Ambition on Saturday, so maybe the premiere has an opening.
Maybe.
Let's see what else we got here. CMC and Dallas Preacher, we talked about this a little bit. Yeah, looking at Dallas, big impressive guy. Still got a bit to learn going forward, but I think he's going to take this one on CMC. And,
you know what?
and that's
we
not a
were
knock on CMC either. It's just
we were silly. We told CMC what Dallas said last week.
oh yeah. Just for those that don't know, Minderz, what did Dallas say last week?
Dallas said that after that match, the Prodigy would be known as the Tragedy. CMC didn't take too kindly to that.
No, that's a good soundbite though. For Dallas,
it is
green as he is, that's a good soundbite. So he's, I mean, hanging out with Jordan and Joey, he's going to learn how to cut a promo, and he's already picking it up. All right, so let's see what we got.
This match.
Big Daddy something or other. I can't read that.
The main attraction, Big Daddy Dion.
Dion, okay. I swear, the red font with that background is not doing my poor vision any good. That's not.
I have glasses.
I got my readers over here, and that I don't even think that would help. But that's neither here nor there. And then, so I don't know what to expect out of that match. I don't know either one of those guys. So
I don't either.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping. Did you get on Patreon yet?
I have not gone on Patreon. I haven't been paid yet. I'm waiting until tomorrow when I'll pay it.
Oh, okay. I think.
Which tier did you do, Minderz?
Huh?
Which tier did you do on Patreon?
Do I have to say?
Yeah.
I went with the 35 just so I go ahead and have the ticket for every show, so I don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
So I went to 35. I've got all that. So far, I think they've only put up one thing, and it was basically showing Dallas destroying a bunch of the trainees down there.
Okay.
So.
Well, the Patreon's less than a week old, so I mean, they'll get more stuff on there, I would imagine. But
oh yeah, definitely.
It is really cool about doing that. And let's see, I got my.
Well, I mean, part of the main reason that I got it was because that I know you and I won't be able to make it down there every week. There's no way that I'm going to be able to make it down there every week. No. But at least this way, I can watch it at home and see what's going on, and know from week to week. Like if any storylines are building through that. So
yeah, I don't think I can. I'm not going to be able to do the 35 a month, full disclosure, but I am going to sign up and get. I'm not. I don't know if I'll do the $5. I might do the next year up, but it remains to be seen.
Like I said, we all know that I'm going to be at every show, regardless. I go to every show. It's close enough to home. I don't have unless weather gets really shady. It's close enough to home. I'm going to go every month. May as well just go ahead and pay it at once and not have to worry about it. So
yeah might as well.
Yep.
But yeah, in hindsight, it's like $20. It's $15 a month plus the price you would pay for a ticket, so it's not a bad deal.
No, not at all.
Yeah. All right. There's one more thing for the Thursday Night Throwdown, Minderz. Our buddy Big Man Chan and his newest client, the aforementioned Jacques Kennedy, in a much-needed cleanse of the 0-1 Throwdown roster. So they're going to illuminate some people, I guess, on Thursday.
Chan and I had some words Saturday night.
Yeah, Chan was there. I saw him.
Told Chan, I said, I did like you.
I still like Chan. Chan's good people.
I do like Chan. He's a lot of fun.
Good show.
But yeah, I would love to get him back on the show.
Oh yeah.
He was a good time.
Yeah. Speaking of who's going to be on the show, Minderz, let me run down who else, because we've got CMC and Marvin that we already said for the 4th and the 18th. On the 25th, which is the show immediately following New Year's Retribution, like that week next, we got the Cobra coming on.
I'm so excited.
The Elite Warrior himself, and I don't know if he's not booked on that show. I'm hoping he is, because it'd be cool to get.
Not yet. There's still time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But if you remember what Joey said about the crop of challengers in 0-1 for that heavyweight title.
I do.
I asked him about the Cobra, and Joey was not kind in what he was saying about Cobra's worthiness of challenging. So I'm itching to get Cobra's response to that.
Oh, you don't want to get on Cobra's bad side.
No.
No.
You call him the Cobra. I call him Sir.
I know. But I've been following Cobra for a while. Back before the pandemic. So Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Cobra.
Yeah. Oh, he's fun to watch. He's one of my favorites.
He's very fun to watch.
I had a hell of a match with Max at the last show before Saturday.
He's had some really good matches with Lander. He's had, even his match with Joey was good.
Yeah.
Carrot, he fought Carrot before.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a good match too. That was pre-pandemic. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see Cobra on here. He is king.
Yeah.
I will always say he is king because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make him mad.
I'm also curious why he took EOE's payoff to wrestle Max on that show.
Well, who would he pay to do it?
It just seems like Cobra's kind of a lone wolf, you know. You would think that.
Hey, if the money's right, though.
Well, you got me there.
If the money's right.
So, like I said, next week we're not going to have an episode, Minderz. We're going to take the week off.
We're taking a week off. Yay! We've gone 3 straight weeks.
Because I told you when we started this, it was going to be every other week, and then for some reason or other, it's every week. So it's
well, you know what though? When there's this much stuff happening,
yeah,
and to keep everybody up on top of what's going on, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's true. But since we're not going to see all of our lovely viewers on next week, I hope everybody has a nice Christmas and good New Year's. And like I said, we'll be back on January 4th at 6:30 p.m. with CMC for the Thursday Night Throwdown. Minderz, you and I are going to be at the Thursday Night Throwdown on the 5th.
Weather permitting, yes.
Weather permitting, yeah. And yeah, so who knows? Maybe we'll work up like a live thing there or something. Maybe like a live video. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So you gonna pay the bills?
Oh yeah, we got to pay the bills. Thank you, Minderz.
Gotta pay the bills.
ProWrestlingTees.com/JTRPod for all of the Jumping the Rail Podcast Network stuff. Minderz has one on our show.
This is one of my new ones.
Yep, ladies love wrestling too. It's actually it's one we made a while ago because we decided we didn't have anything for the ladies, so we decided to make that happen. We got some more cool stuff. We got the Wrestling Makes Me Happy shirt. Let me see if I can find the picture here because
I'm interested to see if some of those ones you ran past me are going to get approved.
Yeah, I still have to submit those. I might do that tomorrow.
I'm excited because there's a few on there that I'm really happy about.
Yeah, we did the I Heart Heels shirt, which
I own.
And now I've got like a whole series, like some like a subset of that I'm working on. So keep an eye for that.
It's great.
Yeah. Then we got the one I'm gonna order tomorrow when I get paid. House Fight Straw Money. That's kind of my mantra. And then we got some other cool stuff out there. So go check it out if you like it, and then that helps us kind of keep the lights on all of the Jumping the Rail Podcast Network shows. Also pays for my albuterol. By the way, I'm going to put this up here. If you want to do the Thursday Night Throwdown, if you spend, you can get one of these.
I got mine Saturday too.
It's the 01 punch card. It's 4 shows on here. 4 shows for $20. So if you pay $20, you get a punch card. And then when you go, instead of having to buy a ticket, you just get a whole bunch. It's like a sandwich card, like from Blimpie or Subway or wherever. It's an awesome thing. And so go to 01USA.com /tickets, or there's a website on the back of this, 01USA.com /Thursday, and you can get one of these and be a bit of a time saver. So it's cool. So I want to make sure we got that out there. And Minderz, we've gone a little bit over, but that's all right, you know. And,
we jumped the rail like normal? Okay.
Like always, you know. But, so we're gonna We're gonna call the show here, Minderz. So, you got anything else you want to add before we say goodbye?
I don't think so. I'm looking forward to Thursday throwdowns and looking forward to seeing CMC on here. See what we can get out of him, and we'll move forward.
All right. Well, I think that's a good time to say goodbye. So, to everybody out there, like I said, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate. Hope you have a great one. And for Minderz, this is Reb and we will see you guys in about 2 weeks.